Why do some people overcome impossible odds while others give up before they begin? Why do two people with similar talents end up living completely different lives? The answer often starts in one place: the mind. Master your mind. Chapter 1. The hidden power of your mind. Imagine waking up tomorrow with complete confidence in yourself. Not because your life suddenly became perfect. Not because you won the lottery. Not because every problem disappeared overnight. But because something much more powerful changed. Your way of thinking. The quality of your life is shaped long before the results appear. Every achievement, every relationship, every habit, and every decision begins with a single thought. Your mind is the foundation of everything you build. If that foundation is weak, even the greatest opportunities can crumble. But if your mind is strong, focused, and disciplined, challenges become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Many people believe success is reserved for those born with extraordinary intelligence, natural talent, or endless resources. History tells a different story. Some of the world's most accomplished individuals started with almost nothing. They faced rejection, failure, criticism, and uncertainty. What separated them from everyone else was not perfect circumstances, it was the decision to keep moving forward. The human mind is remarkably adaptable. Every day, it changes in response to what you repeatedly think, feel, and do. This ability, known as neuroplasticity, means your brain can strengthen new patterns over time. The more consistently you practice productive habits and constructive thinking, the more natural they become. This is encouraging because it means you are not permanently defined by your past. If you've struggled with procrastination, you can learn consistency. If you've battled self-doubt, you can build confidence. If you've experienced failure, you can develop resilience. Transformation begins with repetition, not perfection. Think about how a path forms through a field. The first person walking across the grass leaves only a faint trace. After many people walk the same route day after day, the trail becomes clear and easy to follow. Your thoughts work in much the same way. The ideas you repeat most often become the paths your mind naturally follows. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not capable, your brain begins to treat that belief as truth. If you repeatedly remind yourself that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, your mind gradually starts searching for solutions instead of excuses. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending difficulties don't exist. It means choosing responses that move you forward. Life will always present obstacles. There will be days when motivation disappears, plans fall apart, and progress feels painfully slow. Those moments reveal the difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Motivation says, "I'll start when I feel ready." Discipline says, "I'll start because my future matters." The people we admire are not disciplined because life is easy for them. They are disciplined because they understand that temporary discomfort is often the price of lasting success. Think about planting a tree. The day you plant the seed, nothing remarkable happens. A week later, the ground still looks almost unchanged. Months may pass before meaningful growth becomes visible. Yet beneath the surface, something extraordinary is happening. Roots are spreading, strength is developing, preparation is taking place. Personal growth follows the same pattern. Most meaningful change happens before anyone else can see it. Every page you read, every workout you complete, every distraction you resist, and every promise you keep to yourself strengthens the invisible roots of your future. Eventually, those roots become impossible to ignore. Confidence is another misunderstood concept. Many people believe confidence comes first. In reality, confidence usually comes after action. Every time you finish something difficult, your brain collects evidence that you are capable. Every small victory becomes another reason to believe in yourself. Confidence is earned one decision at a time. The same is true for success. Success is rarely one dramatic moment. It is thousands of ordinary decisions repeated consistently. Choosing to read instead of endlessly scrolling. Choosing to learn instead of complaining. Choosing to improve instead of making excuses. Small choices create remarkable lives. Now consider another question. Who are you becoming through your daily habits? Not who you hope to become someday. Not who you were 5 years ago. Who are you becoming today? Your future self is shaped by what you repeatedly practice. If your days are filled with distraction, your future will reflect distraction. If your days are filled with learning, discipline, and growth, your future will reflect those qualities instead. There is tremendous freedom in realizing that change doesn't require perfection. You don't have to transform your entire life in a single day. You only need to improve one decision at a time. One better habit, one better conversation, one better choice. Progress compounds. Imagine saving a small amount of money every day. At first, the difference seems insignificant. Over time, those small deposits grow into something meaningful. Your mindset works the same way. Every positive action is a deposit into the person you are becoming. There will be moments when doubt returns. That is normal. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite uncertainty. Every successful person has questioned themselves at some point. The difference is that they refuse to let doubt make their decisions. As you continue listening to this audiobook, you'll discover practical ways to strengthen your discipline, overcome procrastination, build lasting confidence, and create habits that support the life you truly want. None of these changes require perfection. They require commitment. You already possess one of the most powerful tools in existence: your mind. The question is no longer whether you can change. The question is whether you are willing to practice the thoughts and habits that make change inevitable. Take a slow, deep breath. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. You have kept the promises you made to yourself. You have learned new skills. You are calmer under pressure. You are more confident in your abilities. You make decisions based on purpose rather than fear. Now ask yourself one final question. If that future version of you is possible, what decision can you make today that brings you one step closer? That journey begins now. Welcome to Master Your Mind. Let's begin. Chapter 2. Your beliefs shape your reality. Take a moment to think about the beliefs you carry with you every day. Some of them are so familiar that you rarely notice them. They quietly influence your choices, your confidence, and even the opportunities you believe are possible. Perhaps you've caught yourself thinking, "I'm not smart enough." Or maybe you've believed, "Success happens to other people, not to me." These thoughts can feel like facts, but they are often stories you've repeated so many times that they've become automatic. One of the most important truths you'll discover on your journey of personal growth is this: your beliefs influence your actions, and your actions shape your future. If you believe you can learn, you're more likely to try. If you believe every mistake is proof that you're a failure, you'll avoid challenges and miss opportunities to grow. The belief comes first. The behavior follows. Where beliefs come from. No one is born believing they are incapable. As children, we learn by observing the people around us. Parents, teachers, friends, media, and life experiences all contribute to the beliefs we carry into adulthood. A single criticism may be forgotten. Repeated criticism can become an identity. A single failure may teach an important lesson. Repeatedly defining yourself by failure can become a limiting belief. This is why two people can experience the same setback and respond in completely different ways. One person says, "I failed." The other says, "I learned." The event is the same. The belief is different. The invisible filter. Imagine wearing a pair of glasses with colored lenses. Everything you see takes on that color. Beliefs work in the same way. If you believe people are generally trustworthy, you'll notice acts of kindness. If you believe everyone is against you, you'll notice every disappointment while overlooking moments of support. Your brain naturally looks for evidence that confirms what you already believe. That's why changing your beliefs isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about choosing beliefs that encourage growth rather than fear. Limiting beliefs. Many people carry beliefs such as, "I always quit." "I'm too old to change." "I'm too young to succeed." "I've failed too many times." "I don't deserve success." These beliefs often sound convincing because they've been repeated for years. But repetition doesn't make them true. Instead of asking, "Is this thought familiar?" ask yourself, "Is this thought helpful?" If a belief keeps you from becoming the person you want to be, it's worth challenging. Rewriting the story. Imagine you're writing the next chapter of your life. Would you choose a main character who gives up after every setback? Or someone who learns, adapts, and continues moving forward? You are both the author and the main character. Every day, you write another page. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," pause. Ask a better question. What can I learn? Instead of saying, "I'm not disciplined," try, "I'm learning to become more disciplined." That small shift changes your focus from identity to progress. Evidence builds belief. Confidence doesn't appear overnight. It grows through evidence. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes proof that you're capable. Wake up when you plan to. Finish one chapter of a book. Take a walk. Complete a task without delaying it. These actions may seem small, but they send an important message to your mind: I follow through. Over time, that message becomes a belief. And that belief begins to shape your identity. Growth over perfection. Many people delay taking action because they want everything to be perfect. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect level of confidence. But perfection is a moving target. Growth is available today. You don't need to know every step before you begin. You only need enough courage to take the first one. Every expert was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once felt nervous. Every successful entrepreneur once questioned whether their idea would work. Progress belongs to those who are willing to start before they feel completely ready. Your inner voice. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Would you encourage a close friend by saying, "You're hopeless. You'll never improve. You always fail"? Probably not, yet many people speak to themselves in exactly that way. Replace harsh judgment with honest encouragement. Instead of saying, "I failed again," try, "That didn't work. What can I do differently next time?" The goal isn't false positivity. The goal is constructive thinking that leads to better action. Becoming the person you believe you can be. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Not because luck changed your life. Not because someone rescued you. But because you made small, consistent choices every day. You challenged limiting beliefs. You learned from mistakes. You kept promises to yourself. You chose progress over perfection. That version of you isn't created in one dramatic moment. It's built one decision at a time. Every thought you challenge, every action you complete, every habit you strengthen, those are the building blocks of a new identity. As this chapter comes to a close, remember one simple idea. You are not defined by the beliefs you inherited. You are defined by the beliefs you choose to strengthen from this day forward. In the next chapter, we'll explore one of the most powerful skills you can develop, self-discipline. You'll discover why discipline consistently outperforms motivation and how small daily actions can create extraordinary long-term results. Chapter 3. The Psychology of Self-Discipline. There is a common belief that successful people wake up every morning feeling inspired, energized, and ready to conquer the day. It sounds motivating, but it isn't true. Even the most accomplished people have days when they feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated. They experience doubt. They face setbacks. They have moments when giving up seems easier than moving forward. The difference is not that they never lose motivation. The difference is that they don't depend on motivation to take action. They depend on discipline. Discipline is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It doesn't promise instant results, but it creates something far more valuable: consistency. And consistency changes lives. Motivation comes and goes. Think about the last time you felt highly motivated. Maybe you watched an inspiring video, listened to a powerful speech, or decided that today was the day everything would change. For a few hours, or maybe a few days, you felt unstoppable. Then life happened. Work became stressful. You slept poorly. Unexpected problems appeared. The excitement faded. This is completely normal. Motivation is an emotion. Like every emotion, it rises and falls. If your progress depends only on feeling motivated, your progress will always be unpredictable. Discipline is different. Discipline says, "I may not feel like doing this today, but I'm going to do it anyway because I know it matters." That single mindset separates dreams from achievements. The power of small daily actions. Many people believe success requires massive effort all at once. In reality, extraordinary results often come from ordinary actions repeated over and over again. Imagine improving by just 1% every day. One better decision, one extra page read, one healthier meal, one workout, one conversation that helps you grow. Each action may seem insignificant by itself, but together, they create momentum. Momentum is powerful because it makes the next action easier. When you begin showing up consistently, your brain starts accepting this new behavior as part of your identity. You're no longer trying to become disciplined. You're becoming someone who naturally follows through. Discipline is a promise to yourself. Every goal you set is really a promise. I will exercise. I will study. I will finish this project. I will stop making excuses. Each time you keep one of those promises, you strengthen trust in yourself. Each time you break one without reason, that trust becomes weaker. Imagine having a friend who constantly promises to meet you but never shows up. Eventually, you stop believing them. The same thing happens inside your own mind. If you repeatedly break promises to yourself, your confidence begins to disappear. The good news is that trust can always be rebuilt. Not through words, through action. Today, tomorrow, the next day, one promise at a time. Make success easy. Many people fail because they rely on willpower instead of preparation. Suppose you want to read every evening. If your phone is in your hand and your book is hidden on a shelf, which one are you more likely to choose? Now imagine the opposite. Your book is waiting on your pillow. Your phone is charging in another room. Without realizing it, you've made the better choice easier. Successful people don't simply have stronger willpower. They often build environments that support good decisions. If you want healthier habits, make healthy choices more convenient. If you want fewer distractions, remove what distracts you. Your environment quietly shapes your behavior every day. The 2-minute rule. When a task feels overwhelming, make it smaller. Instead of saying, I'm going to study for 3 hours, say, I'm going to study for 2 minutes. Instead of saying, I'm going to exercise for an hour, say, I'm going to put on my workout clothes and begin. The hardest part of almost every task is starting. Once you're moving, continuing becomes much easier. Small beginnings create lasting momentum. Don't fear failure. Many people stop because they miss one day. They skip one workout. They forget one habit. They miss one deadline. Then they tell themselves, I've already failed. But missing once is not failure. Quitting is. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has difficult days. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is returning quickly. Miss one day. Come back the next. Never allow one bad decision to become a week of bad decisions. Progress isn't destroyed by a single setback. It's destroyed when setbacks become excuses. Discipline creates freedom. At first, discipline feels restrictive. Waking up early, saving money, practicing a skill, learning something new. These actions require effort, but over time, discipline creates freedom. Financial discipline creates financial choices. Physical discipline creates better health. Learning creates new opportunities. Emotional discipline creates stronger relationships. The temporary discomfort of discipline often leads to long-term freedom. The temporary comfort of avoiding responsibility often leads to long-term regret. Choose your discomfort wisely. Build an identity. Instead of asking, what do I need to do? Ask, who do I want to become? A disciplined person doesn't wonder whether they should keep learning. Learning is simply part of who they are. A healthy person doesn't constantly debate whether exercise matters. Movement has become part of their identity. Every action you repeat casts a vote for the person you're becoming. Read today. You're becoming a reader. Practice today. You're becoming a learner. Show kindness today. You're becoming a compassionate person. Your identity is built one choice at a time. The Discipline Challenge. Before this chapter ends, make one commitment. Not 10, not 20, just one. Choose one habit you can complete every single day for the next 30 days. Perhaps it's reading 10 pages, walking for 20 minutes, writing in a journal, meditating for 5 minutes, drinking enough water, or simply waking up at the same time each morning. Keep it realistic. Consistency beats intensity. 30 days from now, you won't just have completed a habit. You'll have become someone who keeps promises to themselves. And that change is far more valuable than the habit itself. Closing reflection. Take a moment to imagine your future again. Imagine looking back 1 year from now. Would your future self thank you for waiting until you felt motivated? Or would they thank you for taking action today, even when it was difficult? Success doesn't arrive all at once. It arrives quietly. One disciplined morning, one completed task, one honest decision, one small victory after another. These moments may seem ordinary today, but together, they become an extraordinary life. In the next chapter, we'll uncover one of the biggest obstacles to success: procrastination. You'll learn why your brain delays important work, how to break the cycle, and practical techniques to take action even when you don't feel like it. Your future isn't built by what you intend to do someday. It's built by what you choose to do today. Chapter 4. Breaking free from procrastination. There is a silent habit that steals more dreams than failure ever could. It doesn't arrive with loud warnings or dramatic consequences. Instead, it whispers, you can do it tomorrow. Just 5 more minutes. You'll be more productive later. These thoughts seem harmless, but over days, weeks, and years, they quietly steal opportunities, confidence, and momentum. This habit is called procrastination. Many people think procrastination is simply laziness. It isn't. In most cases, procrastination is an emotional response. It's your brain trying to avoid discomfort. Whether that discomfort comes from fear of failure, fear of success, uncertainty, boredom, or perfectionism, your mind looks for an easier path. And in today's world, easy distractions are everywhere. One notification becomes 20 minutes. One short video becomes an hour. One quick scroll through social media turns into an entire evening. By the end of the day, the work that truly mattered is still waiting. Not because you couldn't do it, but because your attention was constantly being pulled away. Why your brain chooses comfort. Your brain is designed to conserve energy. For thousands of years, conserving energy helped humans survive. Today, that same instinct encourages us to choose what feels easy instead of what creates long-term rewards. Watching another episode feels easier than studying. Scrolling feels easier than exercising. Sleeping in feels easier than waking up early. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your future. It's trying to make you comfortable. The problem is that comfort and growth rarely happen at the same time. Every meaningful achievement requires stepping into temporary discomfort. Learning a new skill feels awkward. Starting a business feels uncertain. Speaking in public can feel terrifying. But on the other side of that discomfort is growth. The cost of waiting. Imagine planting 2 seeds. One person plants theirs today. The other waits for the perfect weather. Then the perfect season. Then the perfect opportunity. A year later, only one tree has begun to grow. Life works the same way. Waiting rarely improves your chances. It simply delays your progress. There will never be a perfect moment. The best time to begin is almost always sooner than you think. The 5-minute promise. When a task feels overwhelming, don't promise yourself you'll finish it. Promise yourself you'll work on it for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes is small enough that your brain stops resisting. Once you begin, something interesting happens. Momentum takes over. What started as 5 minutes often becomes 30. The hardest part isn't doing the work. It's beginning. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Focus on the next step. People often become overwhelmed because they're looking at the entire journey. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain. If you stare only at the summit, it feels impossible. But if you focus on the next few steps, progress becomes manageable. Instead of saying, I need to write an entire book, say, I'm going to write 1 page. Instead of saying, I have to organize my whole house, say, I'm going to clean 1 drawer. Large goals are achieved through small actions. 1 step, then another, then another. Remove the hidden triggers. Sometimes procrastination isn't caused by a lack of discipline. Sometimes it's caused by your environment. Ask yourself these questions. What distracts me most? Is it my phone, television, social media, noise, negative people? Now ask a better question. How can I make those distractions harder to reach? Put your phone in another room. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Prepare tomorrow's workspace before going to bed. Create an environment that supports your goals instead of competing with them. Success becomes much easier when your surroundings work with you instead of against you. The myth of feeling ready. Many people believe they'll take action when they finally feel confident. But confidence usually comes after action. Think about riding a bicycle. You didn't become confident before getting on the bike. You became confident because you practiced. The same principle applies to nearly everything in life. You become confident by doing. Waiting to feel ready often means waiting forever. Progress beats perfection. Perfection is one of procrastination's favorite disguises. It tells you that your work isn't good enough. That you need more preparation, more research, more planning. While preparation has value, endless preparation becomes another way of avoiding action. A completed project teaches you more than a perfect plan that never leaves your notebook. Done is often better than perfect. Every successful creator, entrepreneur, athlete, and artist has produced work they later wished they could improve. The difference is that they finished. They learned, then they improved. A daily question. Every morning, ask yourself one simple question. What is the one task that will move my life forward today? Not 10 tasks, not 20, just one. Complete that task before getting lost in less important work. Over time, these daily victories create remarkable progress. Forgive yourself quickly. Everyone procrastinates sometimes. The mistake isn't delaying a task. The mistake is believing one delay defines who you are. If you wasted today, begin tomorrow. If you made a mistake this morning, make a better choice this afternoon. Every moment offers a new opportunity to begin again. Your future is shaped more by your ability to restart than by your ability to be perfect. The compound effect of action. Imagine 2 people. The first improves by just 1 small action every day. The second waits for the perfect moment to make a huge change. Months later, who has made more progress? Almost always, it's the person who kept moving. Consistency compounds. Just like saving money, learning a language, exercising, or building a business, the small actions repeated daily eventually produce extraordinary results. Never underestimate the power of showing up. Your challenge. For the next 7 days, choose one important task each morning. Complete it before checking social media, watching videos, or getting distracted by things that can wait. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. By the 7th day, you'll notice something changing. Not just your productivity, your confidence. Because every completed task sends a message to your mind. I am someone who takes action. And once you begin seeing yourself that way, procrastination starts losing its grip. Closing reflection. Success isn't reserved for the most talented. It's rarely given to the luckiest. More often, it belongs to those who consistently take action while others continue waiting. The distance between where you are today and where you want to be is crossed one decision at a time. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. In the next chapter, we'll explore another powerful piece of the success puzzle: building genuine confidence from the inside out. You'll discover why confidence isn't something you're born with, but something you earn through action, courage, and keeping promises to yourself. Remember this: your future doesn't change when you think about it. It changes when you act. Chapter 5. Building unbreakable confidence. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the person you aspire to become. Picture yourself walking into a room with calm confidence. Your shoulders are relaxed, your mind is clear, you speak with purpose, listen carefully, and trust your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Now ask yourself one question: what separates that future version of you from the person you are today? Many people answer with words like talent, intelligence, money, or luck. But in reality, one quality often stands above the rest: confidence. Confidence is not about believing you'll never fail. Confidence is believing that even if you do fail, you can learn, recover, and keep moving forward. That is true confidence. Confidence is built, not born. People often assume that confident individuals were simply born that way. But look closely at anyone you admire. A successful entrepreneur once questioned whether their business would survive. A public speaker once felt terrified before stepping onto a stage. An athlete once struggled to master the fundamentals. No one begins as an expert. Confidence grows through experience. Every challenge you face is another opportunity to prove something to yourself. Not to the world, to yourself. Each time you do something difficult, your brain quietly records a new piece of evidence. I handled that. Over time, those moments become the foundation of lasting confidence. The voice inside your mind. There is one person you speak to more than anyone else: yourself. The words you repeat internally shape how you see your abilities. Imagine hearing these thoughts every day: I'm not good enough. I'll probably fail. Everyone else is better than me. Eventually, those thoughts begin to feel like facts. But they aren't facts, they are opinions. And opinions can change. Replace those thoughts with something more honest and constructive. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, I haven't mastered this yet, but I'm improving. Instead of, I'm afraid of failing, say, every expert was once a beginner. The goal isn't to pretend everything is easy. The goal is to encourage yourself instead of defeating yourself before you even begin. Courage comes before confidence. Here's something surprising: confidence usually doesn't come first. Courage does. Think about learning to swim. Your first step into the water probably wasn't filled with confidence. It required courage. The same is true when applying for a new job, starting a business, giving a presentation, meeting new people. You act with courage first. Confidence follows because you've shown yourself that you can survive uncomfortable situations. If you're waiting to feel completely confident before taking action, you'll wait much longer than necessary. Take the first step. Your confidence will catch up. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. One of the fastest ways to lose confidence is to compare yourself with others. Social media makes this especially easy. You see someone else's success, their achievements, their lifestyle, their highlights, but you rarely see the years of mistakes, failures, rejection, and hard work that came before those moments. Comparison creates the illusion that everyone else has life figured out. They don't. Everyone faces struggles you cannot see. The only comparison that truly matters is this: are you becoming a better version of yourself than you were yesterday? If the answer is yes, you're moving in the right direction. Keep promises to yourself. Imagine making a promise to a friend. If you consistently showed up when you said you would, that friend would trust you. Now imagine making promises to yourself. I'll exercise tomorrow. I'll finish reading this chapter. I'll wake up early. Every time you follow through, you strengthen your self-trust. And self-trust is one of the strongest foundations of confidence. Confidence isn't built through motivational speeches. It's built by proving to yourself that your actions match your words. Learn to accept failure. One of the greatest confidence killers is the fear of making mistakes. But mistakes are not evidence that you're incapable. They're evidence that you're learning. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall, again and again. No one looks at that child and says, maybe walking just isn't for them. We expect them to fall because it's part of learning. Adults often forget this lesson. We expect ourselves to succeed immediately. And when we don't, we become discouraged. Growth has never worked that way. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's often part of the journey toward success. The power of preparation. Confidence grows when preparation meets opportunity. If you have an interview tomorrow, prepare today. If you're giving a speech next week, practice now. If you're taking an exam, study consistently. Preparation reduces uncertainty, and reducing uncertainty naturally increases confidence. The more prepared you are, the calmer your mind becomes. Your body shapes your mind. Confidence isn't only mental, it's physical too. Notice your posture. Take a deep breath. Stand tall. Lift your head. Relax your shoulders. These small physical changes send signals to your brain. They remind you that you're capable. Take care of your health. Sleep well. Exercise regularly. Eat nutritious food. A healthy body supports a focused and confident mind. Celebrate small victories. Many people overlook their progress because they're focused only on the final goal. Celebrate the small wins. Finishing a book, keeping a promise, speaking up in a meeting, completing a difficult task. These victories matter. They remind your mind that progress is happening, even if the journey isn't finished. Small wins become lasting confidence. The confidence challenge. For the next 7 days, do one thing that makes you slightly uncomfortable. Start a conversation. Ask a question. Share an idea. Apply for the opportunity you've been postponing. Try something new. Don't aim to eliminate fear. Aim to prove that fear doesn't have to control your decisions. Every act of courage expands your comfort zone, and every expanded comfort zone creates a more confident version of you. A story worth living. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. You're looking back at the decisions you made today. Will you be proud that you let fear decide your future? Or will you smile because you had the courage to begin, even when you felt uncertain? Confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself to find them. Closing reflection. As this chapter comes to an end, remember one simple truth. Confidence is earned. It grows each time you keep your promises, face your fears, and choose action over excuses. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You only need the willingness to take the next step. Every courageous decision becomes another brick in the foundation of the life you're building. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the confident person you admired was never someone else. It was the person you were becoming all along. In the next chapter, we'll explore the habits of highly successful people. You'll discover the daily routines, mindset shifts, and practical habits that separate those who dream from those who consistently achieve their goals. Remember this. Confidence isn't waiting for fear to disappear. It's deciding that your dreams matter more than your fears. Chapter 6. The habits of highly successful people. Take a moment and think about the people you admire most. Maybe it's an entrepreneur who built a thriving business from nothing, a scientist who changed the world through discovery, an athlete who overcame countless setbacks, or perhaps it's someone much closer to home, a family member, a mentor, or a friend who quietly lives with purpose and integrity. At first glance, their lives may seem extraordinary, but if you looked closely at their daily routines, you would notice something surprising. Success is rarely created by one extraordinary day. It is built through thousands of ordinary days, lived with intention. The truth is simple. Your habits create your future. Not your wishes. Not your goals written in a notebook. Not the speeches you listen to or the books you collect. Your habits. Every repeated action becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. If you choose healthy habits, you slowly become a healthier person. If you choose disciplined habits, you slowly become more disciplined. And if you choose habits that support learning, growth, and consistency, success becomes less about luck and more about who you are. Success begins before the day begins. Many successful people don't start their day by reacting to the world. They begin by preparing themselves for it. Imagine 2 different mornings. The first person wakes up late, immediately reaches for their phone, scrolls through notifications, and rushes through the morning feeling stressed. The second person wakes up with enough time to breathe, stretch, reflect, and prepare. Both people have the same 24 hours, but they begin with completely different levels of focus. How you start your morning often influences how you finish your day. This doesn't mean you need a perfect 3-hour morning routine. It simply means beginning your day with intention. Even 10 quiet minutes can make a difference. The habit of continuous learning. One thing nearly every successful person has in common is curiosity. They never stop learning. They read books, listen to educational podcasts, take courses, ask thoughtful questions, observe people, reflect on their experiences. Learning isn't something they did only in school. It becomes part of their lifestyle. Knowledge is powerful, but knowledge becomes valuable only when it is applied. Reading one chapter means little if it never changes your actions. The goal isn't to consume more information. The goal is to become wiser through practice. Protect your attention. Your attention is one of your most valuable resources. Every notification competes for it. Every advertisement wants it. Every distraction borrows it. Imagine your attention as a flashlight in a dark room. Wherever you point, it becomes illuminated. If your flashlight constantly moves from one distraction to another, nothing receives enough focus to grow. Highly successful people understand this. They protect their attention. They schedule time for deep work. They silence unnecessary notifications. They choose what deserves their focus instead of allowing the world to choose for them. Focus is not about doing more things. It's about giving your best energy to the things that matter most. The habit of finishing. Many people enjoy starting new projects. Few enjoy finishing them. The excitement of beginning is easy. The discipline of completing is rare. Success often belongs to those who finish. Finish the course. Finish the workout. Finish the book. Finish the conversation. Finish the project you promised yourself you would complete. Completion builds confidence. It teaches your mind that your efforts lead somewhere meaningful. Health is an investment. Your body carries your dreams. If you neglect it, everything becomes more difficult. You don't need to become a professional athlete. You simply need to care for the body that carries you through life. Move regularly. Drink enough water. Sleep well. Eat foods that give you lasting energy. Rest when needed. Health is not a reward for success. It is one of the foundations that makes success possible. Build strong relationships. No one succeeds entirely alone. Every meaningful journey includes people who encourage, teach, challenge, and support us. Surround yourself with people who inspire growth. Spend time with those who celebrate progress instead of criticizing ambition. At the same time, become the kind of person others enjoy being around. Listen more. Keep your promises. Speak honestly. Offer encouragement. Small acts of kindness create strong relationships over time. Learn to say every yes is also a no to something else. If you say yes to endless distractions, you're saying no to your goals. If you say yes to every invitation, you may be saying no to your health or your family. Successful people understand that time is limited. They choose carefully. Saying no isn't selfish when it protects what truly matters. It's an act of wisdom. Reflect every evening. Growth accelerates when you pause to reflect. Before ending your day, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What went well today? What could I improve? What is the most important thing I'll do tomorrow? These questions take only a few minutes. Yet over months and years, they create remarkable self-awareness. Reflection transforms experience into wisdom. Progress over perfection. Many people abandon good habits because they miss one day. They believe they've failed, but one missed workout doesn't erase months of training. One unhealthy meal doesn't erase a healthy lifestyle. One difficult day doesn't erase your progress. The key is to return quickly. Successful people aren't perfect. They're persistent. They understand that consistency is built by coming back again and again. The ripple effect. Imagine dropping a small stone into a still lake. At first, the splash is tiny, but the ripples continue spreading far beyond where the stone first touched the water. Your habits work the same way. Reading for 20 minutes each day may eventually lead to new opportunities. Exercising regularly may improve your energy, confidence, and relationships. Saving a small amount of money consistently may create financial freedom years from now. Small actions create effects far greater than they first appear. Never underestimate today's choices. Your success routine. As this chapter comes to an end, imagine creating a simple daily routine. Wake up with purpose. Move your body. Learn something new. Complete one important task. Show kindness. Reflect before bed. These habits aren't complicated, but when practiced consistently, they become the architecture of an extraordinary life. Closing reflection. Success isn't hidden inside a secret formula. It lives inside ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary consistency. Every habit you choose today becomes part of your future story. Choose habits that your future self will thank you for. One day, people may look at your achievements and call you lucky. They won't see the mornings you woke up early, the books you finished, the distractions you resisted, the promises you kept. They'll see the results. You'll remember the habits. In the final chapter, we'll bring everything together by creating a clear vision for your future, discovering the power of purpose, and beginning a 30-day mind transformation challenge that will turn these lessons into lasting change. Remember this: your habits are writing your future, one day at a time. Chapter 7. Creating a life of purpose. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean. The wind is calm, The sky stretches endlessly above you. In front of you is a boat with everything you need for the journey. Now imagine setting sail without choosing a destination. You may move, you may stay busy, you may even travel a great distance. But without a destination, every wave decides where you go. Life works the same way. Many people are busy every day, yet they don't feel fulfilled. They complete tasks, meet deadlines, and follow routines, but something still feels missing. What they're searching for is not more activity. They're searching for purpose. Purpose is the reason behind your actions. It gives meaning to discipline. It gives direction to your goals. And it gives you strength during difficult seasons of life. Success without purpose feels empty. Imagine climbing a mountain for years, only to discover you climbed the wrong one. That happens more often than people realize. Some chase money because they believe it will guarantee happiness. Others chase recognition because they want approval. Some spend years trying to impress people they barely know. There is nothing wrong with earning money or achieving success. But if those things become your only purpose, they rarely bring lasting satisfaction. Purpose asks a deeper question. Who do you want to become, and how do you want to impact the world around you? The answer is different for everyone. For one person, purpose may be raising a loving family. For another, it may be building a business that serves others. For someone else, it may be teaching, creating, healing, or inspiring. There is no universal definition of purpose. But everyone benefits from having one. Discovering what matters most. Purpose often begins with curiosity. Ask yourself these questions. What activities make me lose track of time? What problems do I enjoy solving? What values matter most to me? When do I feel most alive? These questions don't require immediate answers. Sometimes purpose is discovered gradually through experience. The important thing is to keep asking. Every new experience teaches you something about yourself. Your values are your compass. Imagine hiking through a forest with a compass. Even if the path becomes confusing, the compass helps you stay on course. Your values work the same way. Honesty, kindness, growth, integrity, responsibility, courage. These values become your internal compass. When difficult decisions appear, your values remind you which direction to take. People who live according to their values often experience greater peace because their actions match what they truly believe. Focus on contribution. One of the quickest ways to find purpose is to ask a different question. Instead of asking, "What can I get?" ask, "What can I give?" How can you encourage someone today? How can you solve a problem? How can you make someone else's day a little brighter? Purpose grows when we look beyond ourselves. Even small acts of kindness create meaning. A sincere compliment, a patient conversation, helping someone without expecting anything in return. These moments may seem ordinary, but they remind us that our lives can positively influence the lives of others. The power of vision. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself 5 years from today. Where are you? Who are you with? How do you spend your mornings? What kind of work are you doing? How do people describe your character? Don't focus only on what you own. Focus on who you've become. The clearer your vision becomes, the easier it is to make decisions that support it. A meaningful vision gives today's effort a reason. Live one day at a time. Thinking about the future is valuable. Living only in the future is exhausting. Purpose isn't found only in distant goals. It's also found in today's actions. Prepare today's meal with gratitude. Complete today's work with excellence. Have today's conversation with kindness. Read today's chapter with curiosity. Extraordinary lives are built from ordinary days lived with intention. Protect your time. Your time is one of the few resources you can never replace. Money lost can often be earned again. Opportunities may return. Time never does. Spend it wisely. Choose relationships that strengthen you. Choose work that challenges you. Choose habits that move you toward your vision. Every hour invested today becomes part of the person you'll be tomorrow. Leave a legacy. Most people think legacy is something left behind after life ends. But legacy is created every single day. It's found in the way you treat people, the promises you keep, the kindness you show, the example you set. Long after achievements fade, your character remains. People may forget your words. They rarely forget how you made them feel. Live in a way that leaves the world a little better than you found it. Purpose gives you strength. There will be days when motivation disappears. Days when progress feels slow. Days when life becomes difficult. Purpose doesn't remove those challenges, but it reminds you why continuing matters. When your reason is strong enough, your determination becomes stronger. Purpose transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. A letter from your future self. Imagine receiving a letter from yourself 10 years from now. It might say something like this: "Thank you for not giving up when things became difficult. Thank you for choosing discipline instead of comfort. Thank you for believing in me before anyone else could see what was possible. Every small decision you made became the life I now enjoy. Keep going. It's worth it. That future version of you is being shaped by the choices you make today." Closing reflection. Purpose isn't something you suddenly discover one morning. It's something you build through intentional choices, meaningful relationships, and consistent action. Every day you choose honesty over shortcuts, growth over comfort, service over selfishness. You move one step closer to the life you were meant to live. As this chapter comes to an end, remember this simple truth: a meaningful life is not measured only by what you achieve. It is measured by the positive difference you make while achieving it. In the final chapter of this audiobook, we'll bring everything together with a practical 30-day mind transformation challenge. It will turn these ideas into daily actions, helping you create habits that last long after this audiobook ends. Remember this: purpose is the compass that keeps your life moving in the right direction, even when the road becomes difficult. Final chapter: the 30-day mind transformation challenge. Congratulations! If you've reached this point, you've already done something many people never do. You stayed committed. You invested your time in learning, reflecting, and growing. That alone is worth celebrating. But here's an important truth: listening to an audiobook will not change your life. Understanding these ideas will not change your life. Even believing every word you've heard will not change your life. Only action creates transformation. Knowledge becomes power only when it is applied. This final chapter is your invitation to move from inspiration to action. Over the next 30 days, you'll begin building a stronger mindset through simple, consistent habits. You don't need to change everything overnight. You only need to improve a little each day. Remember, small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Week 1. Build awareness. The first week is about paying attention. You cannot change habits you refuse to notice. Each morning, ask yourself one question: what kind of person do I want to be today? Not next month, not next year, today. Then choose one action that reflects that answer. If you want to become disciplined, complete one important task before checking social media. If you want to become healthier, take a walk, drink more water, choose one nutritious meal. If you want to become wiser, read 10 pages of a meaningful book. At the end of each day, spend 5 quiet minutes reflecting. Ask yourself: what did I do well today? What distracted me? What will I improve tomorrow? Don't judge yourself. Simply observe. Awareness is the first step toward change. Week 2. Strengthen discipline. By now you've proven that you can begin. Now it's time to become consistent. This week, keep one promise to yourself every single day. It doesn't have to be a huge promise. In fact, smaller is often better. Wake up on time, exercise for 20 minutes, meditate for 5 minutes, write in a journal, study a new skill. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is becoming someone who follows through. Every completed promise strengthens self-trust, and self-trust becomes confidence. Week 3. Expand your comfort zone. Growth begins where comfort ends. This week, challenge yourself to do one thing each day that feels slightly uncomfortable. Speak up during a meeting. Introduce yourself to someone new. Apply for a position you've been hesitant to pursue. Share an idea. Ask a thoughtful question. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing action despite fear. Every courageous step expands your confidence. Week 4. Build your future. The final week focuses on vision. Spend a few minutes each morning imagining the person you're becoming. Visualize yourself making wise decisions, handling challenges with calmness, keeping promises, living according to your values. Then ask yourself: what is one action I can take today that my future self will thank me for? Perhaps it's saving money, learning a new skill, calling someone you care about, finishing a project you've been avoiding. Your future is created through today's choices. The daily success formula. If you ever feel overwhelmed, return to these simple daily habits. Wake up with purpose. Move your body. Feed your mind. Complete your most important task. Show kindness. Reflect before bed. Repeat. Simple doesn't mean easy, but simple, repeated consistently, creates remarkable change. The 3 questions that can change your life. Whenever you feel lost, ask yourself these 3 questions. Who am I becoming? What matters most? What is the next right step? Notice that the final question isn't, what will I accomplish next year? It's simply, what is the next right step? Great lives are built one right step at a time. Your new identity. Throughout this audiobook, you've learned about mindset, discipline, confidence, purpose, habits, but none of these ideas matter unless they become part of your identity. Stop saying, I want to become disciplined. Instead say, I am becoming someone who keeps promises. Stop saying, I hope I'll be confident someday. Instead say, I build confidence through action. Identity shapes behavior, and behavior shapes destiny. A final story. Imagine two people standing at the beginning of a long road. Both have the same dream. The first person spends years waiting. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Waiting until life feels easier. The second person takes one small step. Then another. Some days are slow. Some days are difficult. Some days they wonder if the journey is worth it. But they continue. 5 years later, one person still has a dream. The other has a story. The difference wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It wasn't perfect timing. It was the decision to begin. And then to continue. Your promise. Before this audiobook ends, make one promise. Not to me, to yourself. Promise that tomorrow you will take one meaningful action toward the life you want. One action, one decision, one step, then repeat it the next day. And the day after that. 1 year from now, those small actions will become a completely different life. Final words. Your life is not defined by your past. It is not defined by your mistakes. It is not defined by the opinions of people who never believed in you. Every sunrise offers a new opportunity. Every decision offers a new direction. Every challenge offers a new lesson. Within you already exists the ability to grow, to learn, to adapt, and to overcome. Trust the process. Stay patient. Remain curious. Choose courage over comfort. Choose discipline over excuses. Choose growth over fear. One day, you'll look back at this moment and realize it wasn't the day your life changed. It was the day you decided to change. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope these words have encouraged you, challenged you, and reminded you of something that has always been true. Your potential is greater than your doubts. Your future is greater than your fears. And your greatest chapter has not been written yet. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and never stop fueling your mind. You've reached the end of today's audiobook. Thank you for spending this time investing in your growth and allowing Mind Fuel Audiobooks to be part of your journey. Remember, knowledge alone doesn't change lives. The choices you make after listening are what create lasting transformation. Take one lesson from today's audiobook and put it into practice today. Even the smallest step forward can lead to extraordinary results over time. If you enjoyed this audiobook, consider subscribing to Mind Fuel Audiobooks so you never miss future releases on mindset, success, self-discipline, confidence, productivity, and personal development. If this audiobook inspired you, share it with someone who could benefit from hearing it. Until our next audiobook, keep learning, keep growing, and keep fueling your mind. This is Mind Fuel Audiobooks. Thank you for listening.